Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today I want to talk about something that comes up quite often when I'm talking to up and coming apparel businesses, and that is, should you adjust the artwork sizing for different sizes of apparel? So we're going to dive in and chat about what's common practice, and then I'm going to print a whole range of tees with some great reference points on the art that we could look at so you could confidently set up and knock those print jobs out across a wide range of sizes. So are you ready? Let's go. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of custom screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, free customizable designs, wholesale apparel, and expert advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're kicking out new videos like this one every single week. Now, before we get into our discussion today, I do want to mention that we have a great guide linked right here and down in the description below, all about artwork sizing and some great methods that you could use to dial it in and visualize what your print is going to look like on a t-shirt. Now, if you're brand new, that might be a better place to start than right here, but this will still be valuable for you. Now, I have over 10 years in the printing industry, and I've rarely seen the print size change across apparel sizes. If it's 11-inch standard width on extra smalls and 11-inch on extra large, it's perfectly fine. Artwork is always sized to fit on the smallest size t-shirt in the order and then printed all at the same size up to the largest size. Now, this is for a few reasons. So number one, it saves time and money. Setup in different screens for, say, traditional screen printing would ruin profitability, and the same goes for bulk quantity discounts when you're ordering screen printed heat transfers or heat transfers in general. Now, if you're sizing artwork for each size, you're not getting that full quantity discount. Now, number two is that shirts wrap around a body. So the front of a person stays on the front of the body kind of regardless of the size of them. It's the 3D sides that we need to account for with larger garments. So it doesn't look all that different on the actual front of a t-shirt. Now, number three, we want to gauge based on the artwork and the average apparel size. I said size to the smallest size in the order, but if the majority of your order is extra large and up, with just one or two smalls or an extra small, size for the majority unless you're specifically restricted by seams. Most commonly, it's the shoulder seams right here on regular t-shirts. Now, crossing them isn't too big of an issue on one or two, but especially with heat printing, you want to make sure that those are away from the print area. Now, number four, different sizing is evident in team photos, family gathering, employee photos, or anybody with matching shirts or a group photo. So you want to keep them the same size, regardless of the apparel size, for nice, consistent looks across everybody. Now, our last one, number five, I do want to say there are exceptions to this rule, typically between youth and adult sizes. You're going to be pretty limited, almost to 9 inches wide max on those youth tees, and that could look okay on adults depending on your artwork, like if it's a circle or something, but most likely the print sizing is going to change between youth sizes and adult sizes. So let's head on back to the heat press. We'll print some shirts up from extra small up to 2X, and we'll see the entire lineup and how that print sizing looks on there. So let's go. So before we actually get to printing, I do want to mention our print here. So these are screen printed transfers, our goof-proof screen printed transfers here at Transfer Express. You can see right here, we're just at about 10.5 inches for the main outline of this graphic. And if we go down to the wings that break this space right here, we're just a little bit over 11.5. So let's say 10.5 for this main shape, and 11.5, just adding a ½ inch on each side here for each one of the wings on this tire. Now, we're just going to be printing this graphic in our center chest location. However, we do have some inside tag prints that I'm going to print for easy reference for us when we're looking at these shirts, and I was able to fit maybe a left chest print and some sleeve prints that we're just not going to use today here on the gang sheet. But that's what these gang sheets are for when you're using custom screen printed transfers. You have the ability to put all of this art for just one price here on a sheet. And I mean, I'm talking, look at everything else that fits when we even have this large graphic here at 12.5 by almost 12.5 high, or 11.5 by almost 11.5 high. So all we have to do is just cut these out. We do have 6 sizes of shirts today, so I only need 6 of these sheets. One super handy tip too, if you're just getting used to using transfers, is you could fold this over and kind of hold it up to the light to see where the wings both line up, and then we'll just crease at the top and we'll crease at the bottom of our print to have a nice defined line directly through the center of our transfer. Pretty cool. So let's get to printing. We're gonna get started here with our smallest shirt on the order. Sure enough, an extra small. Now we are using these district tees today. They are the perfect weight tees, and I absolutely love them. They're the perfect tee for decorating, whether you're screen printing, heat pressing, or anything else. So here, we're just gonna load this onto our Hotronix Auto Clam 16 by 20. We're just gonna be threading it on and over. Now I'm doing that today because we have this awesome tag-along platen, which has this nice neck shape, which number one is gonna help me align these up a little bit quicker, and I'll just feel the side seams as they go down. And number two, that inside tag print that I was talking about earlier, we could pull this on up right here, and we're able to print both of these locations, the front and the inside tag, at the same time. Extra small, we're gonna go ahead and remove our label here. We'll give this one a pre-press. Just for a couple seconds, that's gonna remove any moisture out of the garment. Once we're ready, let's go ahead and grab our print. Now, just as a reminder, we're at about 10.5 inches here, and we're at about 11.5 inches from wingtip to wingtip. So we're gonna put this one down a little bit higher than we typically would on any other garment, just to ensure that we're gonna be right up near that collar and the print's not gonna be going too low. That's one thing to take into consideration when you are doing these sizes across all apparel, is that you wanna make sure the placement doesn't get too far down. If we did 3 fingers down from the collar here, this is gonna turn into a belly print on this garment. Not something we want to happen. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure that we are about 2 fingers down from the collar, up pretty much to the top of our platen. And once we're set, good to go, we'll go ahead and grab our extra small tag as well and place that right down here on the tag portion. Now both of these transfers are Plastisol ink. They're going to adhere to this garment in just 6 seconds. Super cool. We're at 365 degrees. And just like that, we'll peel the transfer carrier away immediately. The same here with the inside tag. And there we go, our first print all set. Now here, let me pull this one on off. And as you can see here, this print is a little large, but perfectly okay for this shirt and the aesthetic that we're going for. Rolling on, we'll just go right into our size small. So size small is gonna be the same exact thing. We'll load it onto the press, pre-press. We'll grab our print, take it up and down. Now this one I'll be in that same range, just up towards the collar. Put our small tag right there at the top, and we'll print. Now you can see here, we're getting a little bit lower as our shirt sizes grow, but just a tiny bit. We'll grab our medium tag, just like we did. Here we'll lay this one too. You can see here with our sleeves, now we're getting even lower and lower to now we are in that 3-finger placement. There. You can see now on our largest size, the comparison between both our 2XL and our extra small is pretty vast when we're talking about down from the collar and here to each side. This is our last one, the 2X. Let's go ahead and pull it on off of the press. And let's see how all of these stack up all side by side. As you can see here, now we have all of our shirts displayed, from extra small all the way up here to 2X all the way down here. Now the only thing that really changes is just the placement here. You can see that we're well over 3 fingers here on the 2X, and all the way up to extra small, you can see that our placement moved up a little bit higher. But when you look at all of these, why would you ever print different sizes, right? It's just so efficient and so easy, and it looks great to keep them all nice and uniform across any size. And that's all the way from extra small to 2X. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, we didn't do any youth sizes, and maybe we'd cut a youth version if we needed them here. Now, I hope you feel confident in your next apparel project. keeping the artwork the same size across all of your sizes for more profit and more efficiency when you're running your job. But as always, be sure you subscribe to our Transfer Express YouTube page right here to stay up to date on all of the small business tips, tricks, inspiration, and education that we're dropping every single week. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing.